See you on the other side. Stay alive.
Hey guys, welcome to another car review, and this time I'm in the 2017 Audi A4. Now this A4 is powered by a 2-liter turbocharged engine that makes 252 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque. Now that torque already comes in at 1600 RPM, so you get most of the torque available right off the start. And that also explains the 0 to 60 time, which is in the 5-second range. Another cool thing about this car is that this is the DSG, but they do offer a 6-speed manual transmission. So if you're looking at a WRX or you're looking at an Evo and you want something more upscale, here you go. You got your Audi A4 right here with the 6-speed manual transmission. Try these brakes over here. Oh, so nice. See, that's what I love about DSG transmissions, man. That little burble, that just makes you think that you're in a way more powerful car than you really are. That is so awesome. Red lights, always good. It's actually pretty quick. Not gonna lie. Now, of course, when you compare this car to a GTR, which I experienced, it's not gonna be the same. But still, this is not bad at all. Now, of course, the exhaust is a little bit on the droney side. It's an AWE TAC exhaust, but I think it's cool. And you get that burble, you get that little pop that you would normally not get if you don't have an exhaust like that. At least not as loud. I've always liked Audis, and that's because I've always liked Passats. They're nice big cars, very comfortable, and Audi and Volkswagen are pretty much one and the same. Now, there's one big difference though. Here in the United States, you cannot get a Passat with the 4-wheel drive system. You can do it in Europe. That's called the 4Motion for Volkswagen, and of course for the Audi it is Quattro. Now, another big difference between the Passat and the Audi has always been the exterior. Passat looks very nice, but the Audi has always been a little step higher. Now that's also seen in the price. This particular one is a Quattro model. It comes in at just below 40 grand, and that is a ton of money because you get a 2-liter turbo engine. It's a pretty good engine, but still you would expect something like a VR6 or something like that you would get in the Passat. But this is of course turbocharged. You get a ton of power out of it. And I really like the interior on this car for sure. It's nice black leather, you get all the good stuff, and it just looks like a very business-like place to be. It is also very straightforward. You don't get a ton of bling. It's all very functional. Nice big dials, analog, love it. And these seats are absolutely phenomenal. They hold you in. Now that is also part of the SLine. If you don't get the SLine package, which is the premium, if you get the base model, you don't get that. But the other thing you get with the premium package is that S-Line badging, as I previously mentioned. It gives you a set of different bumpers. Now, the regular version kind of looks very mundane compared to this. This really has that S4 look to it. And another thing that I actually found funny, I went online, spec'd out one of these A4s, not an S4, ticked all the boxes, and you're paying more than you would for a base S4. So you can get these things way up high. Or you can also get the front wheel drive version, but dude, seriously, no, you want to get the Quattro. Get an Audi, you get the Quattro. That's like a WRX that isn't a WRX, you know? Now, as far as space in the back, plenty. That's the same with the Passat, and it's exactly the same with this A4. That's why I love Volkswagen Group cars. You never have to fight for rear leg room, and I'm 5'11". I'm gonna go to the back, and I sit perfectly. Trunk space, just as good. Now, I can't show you that in this car, but trust me, there's a lot of space. Again, I love this. This is so cool. Now, the paddle shifters on the steering wheel also work very, very well. And it's a 7-speed transmission. So right now I'm doing 70 miles an hour and I'm tacking just over 1500 RPM. And that's probably also the reason why this is one of the most quiet cars in its segment. Of course, this one has that exhaust. Now here we got a Volkswagen in front of us, and you can definitely see the whole Audi influence on that, those taillights. But of course, in this one, the taillights look way, way better. And it also has a very cool function. When you look in the back and you turn the indicators on, it has a bar that moves to the side, and I think that is such an awesome touch. Now, the way that they got that through is that they actually have a regular set that actually blinks. Now, I wonder why that is the reason and why they had to do that, because the Mustang has that whole bar thing going on as well. So, is that just because it's a German car and not an American car that you can't do it? Who knows? Yeah, so now I'm in full manual mode. Here we go. And it pulls so nicely, and it also pulls in a way that you wouldn't expect, because right now I'm looking at the speedo and it's just moving, but it doesn't feel that way. 5th, 6th, 7th, there you go, it's completely quiet. Now if we go down to our normal 60 and we just cruise, it is just turning 1300 RPM right now. That is nuts. Man, I love this transmission. It is so fun. Now let's see what it does from a dig when you do it manually. It's so nice. It is so nice, and it pulls effortlessly. And the final conclusion on this car, if you're looking at a Passat, you should definitely walk into the Audi dealership to see what a slightly higher up has to offer. Now, you can also go to Mercedes, you can also go to BMW, but then you pay just that much more to get the same amount of features. This still obviously very much a Volkswagen feel, but more upscale, and I love that. So on that note, DFWs Cars, thank you so much for letting me drive your car. And oh, wait a minute. Yeah, you know what's gonna happen here. Yes. That's a proper exhaust right there. I love it. So I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you on the flip side. And I've also been looking at that camera, so I wonder how many times my eyes would go to that one.
See, it's almost better not to have the screen.
Yeah, the screen is horrible. The screen screws you up so much because your eyes are automatically drawn to it. So when people wonder why I'm all of a sudden looking slightly off to the side, that's why. It's because this guy, DFWs Cars, had to have a special extra camera in there with the screen. It's actually an iPhone, but you know, it is what it is. Oh, he's vaping right there.
Ooh, I thought that was his exhaust at first. I'm like, wow.
No, he was vaping, but it wasn't a Subaru, so I don't know what he's doing.